Tens of thousands of Hungarians took to the streets to protest a new law that could force the Central European University, one of the few independent academic institutions in Hungary, to shut down. This weekend's protest, one of the largest demonstrations yet against Hungary's Prime Minister, Viktor Orban. My guest, Michael Ignatieff, is president of Central European University. He joins me from Budapest, and thanks for doing so. You say this legislation targets your university. I think you called it a piece of vandalism. What are the reasons being given for the law, and what will it mean for the university?
Well, it would shut down the university. We've been here for 25 years. We give master's and doctoral degrees accredited in the United States. And we've become a part and parcel of Budapest life, which is why you got 70,000 people in the streets demonstrating to keep us open. We're one of the last free institutions in the city, and I think people have responded incredibly to our fight to stay open. And we actually believe that with more pressure on the government internationally, more support in the streets, we can win this fight. And it's a fight for academic freedom.
And broadly speaking, it's about universities that are there, need to have a base in the US. It's complicated. But what are the broader issues here as you see them within Hungary at the moment? The Prime Minister, we touched on this, he's been calling for a European revolution against what he's called an unholy alliance of Brussels bureaucrats, the liberal world media, and insatiable capitalists. How do you interpret that in terms of this fight?
Well, we're an academic institution, a serious one with an international reputation, and we feel we've been taken hostage. We've been taken hostage by a government that's got, an ideological agenda, some kind of agenda they want to push. They want to get Washington's attention. And we pushed back, saying it's a really dumb thing to do to take on an American institution. It's really dumb to try and take us hostage. And we will fight back. Because we're independent, because we're free, we can stand up for our freedom. And we've been able to stand up for the freedom of all our Hungarian friends. You know, there's some great institutions in Budapest, and we've been proud to stand with them, and they've been proud to stand with us. And I think that's why we've had such big demonstrations in the streets, and we think they're going to continue.
Now, we got to bring up the name of George Soros, the Hungarian-born American billionaire, the philanthropist, who is a founder of Central European University, a major supporter of liberal causes. Does this law target him? Is the government coming after him?
Well, I think that's probably likely, that they're having a shot at Mr. Soros, who's been one of their enemies for a long time. You know, it's a funny story because Mr. Orban received a scholarship from Mr. Soros years ago, and there's almost a kind of father-son dynamic here, but I won't get into that. The point here is that I'm not answerable to Mr. Soros. I run an independent institution, and I'm answerable to a board of trustees. And I admire Mr. Soros, and I respect what he does, but he's not my boss. So they come after me, they're kind of missing the target. We're an independent institution, and that means independent of our founder, independent of government, and our job is to defend a free institution. And that's why people are chanting in the streets to defend us.
I was just going to say, tens of thousands of protesters marching, as you mentioned, in support of CEU this weekend. Can people power undo what the government really seems intent on doing at the moment? And what sort of level of international support are you getting?
Well, I was in Washington last week firming up administration support. The United States government has been magnificent. We've had support on Congress. The message that you don't push around an American institution has a lot of resonance right across the political divide. We've had support in Europe. The European Commission is going to be doing something. And I know for a fact that a lot of European politicians have been putting calls into Mr. Orban saying, basically, knock it off. This is a free institution. Academic freedom is a value that's kind of universal across the political divide. Let these guys at CEU go back to work. That's all we want to do. We want to teach. We want to learn in freedom. And that's a cause that I think resonates with a lot of people.
The Education Secretary reportedly said, I read this, that the government supports CEU's work, doesn't want it to leave Hungary. and is interested in an agreement that would keep it operating. Is there a door open for resolution?
Well, I think the minister there is doing a bit of backpedaling, and look, I welcome backpedaling, provided it's in my direction. Look, we want to go back to work, so if there's a solution in which we can safeguard our academic freedom, we can go about our business, we'd be happy to go back to work. We're not here to challenge the government, to fight the government. We're here to defend ourselves, and if we can find an agreement that would allow us to do our work, we'd be happy with it.
And very, very briefly, if you will, is this all part of liberalism being under threat in Europe?
Oh, I don't know about liberalism. That's not my cause. My cause is academic freedom. You know, I teach, I learn, I love being in the classroom. These are the values that I care about, and those are the ones that we're fighting for, and those are the values that are getting this incredible, touching, moving response from our Hungarian friends and partners.
Michael Ignatieff, President of Central European University there in Budapest, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Pleasure.